We are living in a time of great spiritual chaos and upheaval. When you look at what human beings have become, especially in what we call the modern world, I mean, we've become spiritual failures. And I'm talking also predominantly here to the Christians. You see, our duty and our prime motivation is to make clean the inside of the cup and not look outwardly like something very righteous. This is a very symbolic statement that Jesus made in Matthew 23 when he was talking about the Pharisees, when he told them to make clean the inside of the cup. You see, it is in the inner man, the spirit man, that we're to do most of our work, within the heart of a human being. See, when you see a tree, it's the root that sustains the tree. The root is unseen. You see, when you see a foundation of a building, it is underground. You don't see it, it's unseen. Paul said, focus not on the seen but on the unseen. What is seen is temporary. What is unseen is eternal. You have to deal with the issues that are unseen, that are within the inner realms of human beings. You see. And this is where most people don't want to go. Why? They don't want to go there because they have been severely and catastrophically distracted with what they are told is life. What they are told is reality. What they are told is the way. What they are told is progress. What they are told is civilization. What they are told is identity. You see, my friends, and all this that they are given is for the flesh and for carnal wisdom and carnal means. So we make outward shows using carnal wisdom to justify ourselves that this is who I am. For example, if somebody tells you, well, I'm white, and another one tells you I'm black, another one says I'm this and I'm that, my answer to them is, when you die, what color are you going to be? You see, what's going to happen? Who are you going to represent? You see, the temporal nature of human wisdom is so temporary. Jesus overcame death and has overcome death and will overcome death. You see, now in order for us to know Jesus, in order for us to be led of the Spirit of God, we have to do a lot of work within ourselves, within our being. You see, we have to make the crooked path straight. You see, and we need to get on the narrow way. Many people are not on this way. Very, very few people are. And this takes a lot of discipline. It takes hard work. It takes trial and error. As one of my brothers was saying recently, you see, it takes trial and error in many cases. You don't just immediately come upon something and never have to go through hardship. To all of you people that have been in the gyms and been anything, maybe you're designing a website, or maybe you're working on some IT problem, or maybe you're working on a garden, you have got to dig. There's that groundwork that needs to be done. That groundwork is the foundation, and the work needs to be done in the foundation. You see, a wise man said, to every 1,000 strikings at the leaves of evil, there is but one strike at the root. You see, but very few people dwell in the roots. You see, very few people dwell in the inner realms of who they are. See, instead we dwell on the branches and on superficial levels, trying to solve problems. But what we're doing is we're just solving symptoms and not looking at root causes. You see, the root cause of all the anarchy within human beings today, and the reason why people go and are pill popping and looking for gurus and going for all these superficial anodynes, is because they have bought into the system that runs this place, that runs the world. You need to come out of it. You need to live simple. You need to live like the lilies of the valley. Jesus said, even Solomon in all his glory wasn't arrayed like one of these. You see, So we have to understand that it is in the little simple things. God confounds the wisdom of the world. You see? But the wisdom of the world is foolishness to God. If you have any of the world's wisdom, the world's accolade, the world's stature, degrees, houses, cars, you need to consider it as dung. It needs to be foolish to you. It should not idolize itself. You should not idolize this at all. If you do, you must repent and take it to God and say, Lord, forgive me. You see? These kind of things are ephemeral. You see, if you have wealth or wisdom, you should consider it foolishness. Because it says God takes the wise in their own craftiness, in their own conceits, in their own ways. See, so you create something. What happens is you don't know everything about it, and then there comes a side effect, and that side effect ruins you after a while. You end up paying for it because you never knew everything about it. You see? Instead, you like, for example, the industrial era. Everybody said, oh, it's so great, it's this, it's that, this is the way forward, this is progressive, this is that. Now, because they never knew everything about it, people are now paying for it. Carbon emissions, this emission, that emission, fossil fuel this, lack of oil in the ground, all these other kind of problems now. We have many different things. You see? So yesterday's solution is today's problem. Because man exalts his own inventions. You see? So we need to work on within ourselves, to get back to what I was saying. We need to work on the inner man. We need to spend time with Jesus. We really need to spend time with Jesus. We need to shut everything off from time to time. You see? We need to humble ourselves. We need to stop trusting in our own hands, in our own ideas, in our own wisdom. You see, every day we go to work, we are programmed into the systems of the world. That this is who you are, this is what you do, this is my identity. You're spending all this time at work plus extra time, overtime, and then you come home, you're tired, you have to drive everywhere, and then the system is so complicated that by the time you get home, you're drained. You see? So people say, well, I need to do this. Well, why do you need to do this? You see? You need to do this because you believe that that is the way. So if you know that there's something wrong with this way, then slowly you begin to gradually pull out. Because you realize it's sucking your soul. What good is it if you gain the whole world and lose your soul? You see, so you begin to slowly simplify your life. You have to lose many things. Then that's what people don't want. Lose your stature, lose your lifestyle, lose your belongings and possessions, many of them. But you can have just enough that you need. You see? Otherwise we'll be controlled by mammon and merchandise and materialism and all these other kind of things. You see, worldliness has to come to zero. Carnality will never understand the wisdom of God. You see, that's the problem. That's the sin. We can't be carnal. And the wisdom of the world is carnal. It's fleshly. It's for this life. It's within Maslow's hierarchy, where you eat, then after eating this, then that, until you're self-actualized. You see, with Jesus, it is, most people have never made Jesus number one because they've always had a hope in the world. So it has always been, if God's ways fail, if God's ways fail, then I'll go here and I'll do this. See, now for me in my life, I have lost everything more than once, and I had to say, oh Lord, help me, Lord. I need you. I need help. I can't make it anymore. I have nothing here. No food, no water, no provision. My hands can't help me. You see, my mind can't help me. You see, my friends, so we need to work on the inner man. We need to humility comes from hardship and understanding the value of things. When you dig in the ground, when you work hard at something, you see, not all this smoke and mirrors system that we follow, stocks everything is based on speculation and not substance. Substance comes from hard work. If you write something, let's say you write a book, it's going to take you a long time to put that thing together. But if you get someone, you pay someone to do this and pay someone to do that, and then pay someone else to do this who outsourced the job to so and so who did that, and then all you did is you just put your name on there and said, oh, it's my book. You see, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's all speculation. See, so we've got to work hard within ourselves. You see, we've got to humble ourselves. We've got to make clean the inside. See, we should not be thinking. Our inner thoughts is where it says God searches the hearts and reins of men. That's the first place He goes, to the secret things of our heart. What we do in secret. Not